Hey everybody. So I've been having a hard time catching fish lately. I've been getting so skunked, and it just goes to show like fishing it's not a guarantee, and no matter how much you know and how good of a fisherman you could be, there's always going to be days where you're not going to catch fish and you're going to struggle, and you got to find different routines and try different things out. One thing that I haven't done in a while is try out some side planing. So last weekend I was trying to get out there and go do some side planing, and I just didn't have any luck. And then this weekend I even tried to do some other fishing and didn't have any luck. So I figured this would be a good time for me to maybe make a little tutorial on how to use different things in the river. And one of the things that a lot of people don't know much about, or also people don't know how to use that well, and there hasn't been any really good videos in a while that I've seen on how to use them, is a side planer. And they kind of look like this. This is an old one. I don't use this one anymore, but it's good for an example. And basically what this does is you have it hooked up to your line and you put it into the river, and it carries your bait out into the river and keeps it there in the current. And this is called a side planer, and there's different styles. This is one of them, a different one. I don't really use these ones that much, even though they still work good, but I like using these ones. They're a little bit just more old school, and I don't know, it's just a preference. I just like these ones. I bought a brand new one so I can show you guys how I rig it up and how I use it in the river. And the objective of this is to tie on like a crankbait or a plug for the river and attach it to this, and this carries it out into the river, and then you have your crankbait back here working. And then when a fish comes up and bites that lure, this spring right here disengages and it pops forward, and then you fight the fish. So it's just a simple little thing, and I like using them, and I've seen them work. I haven't had much luck with them because I don't use them that much, but I know how to use them, and I figured I'd share it with you guys and explain to you the process of how it works, and maybe we'll get lucky and catch a fish on it. And if we don't, then at least it'll be a good little tutorial video on how to use it and how to try different things out. It's more of just a chill, relaxed way of fishing. You don't have to be, you can just get a rod holder, set this up in the river, and sit back and just wait. The one thing about these is you got to find the specific areas to use them in. You can't just throw it right into the middle of the rapids, and you can't just set it right in dead water neither. So it needs to have a little bit of current, and it needs to be moving a little bit. And also I'll show you guys what kind of water that we're looking for. Hopefully the spot I'm going to has a good amount of flow in the river. That way we can get these to work right and fish right and properly. So we'll go try them out, and yeah, we'll go from there. So let's hit the water. All right, so now we're at a good little spot in the river. Hopefully there's enough current here. We're gonna try to fish this little spot right there, right where there's just that little pool building up. And it should be a good speed for that planer, aka the $10 drift boat. I'm just gonna snap this arm together with this, and then I put this on my planer, and I'll show you guys in a sec how to know which side to put it on. Okay, so the current is going this way. So what I want to do is take this and put it on this side, because this is going to be going this way in the current, right? And this arm needs to be over here, if you guys can see that or not. And this is going to slip on here. Oh shit, if I can get it on there. Oops. Then we can slide this on. Come on. Okay. Boom. There we go, just like so. See that kind of carry out? Now it's working. I'm gonna give myself just a little bit of slack, and then this will slowly pull that lure. See how it works? And it's just gonna carry upstream. And this style of fishing is more of just a relax, so what you could have is a rod holder and set your rod down and just hold it, or you could sit here and hold it too. Whichever one you got more patience for. Probably won't be using this too much today, so it's just gonna be like a quick little tutorial video, but this is how they work. And yeah, you just kind of would use this and sit back and wait, and once a fish hits it, you'll know, because that arm will come unclipped, and then you can start reeling in your fish and fighting the fish. And then that lure back there is just wiggling down low, and however deep it is and however deep you want it to go, that's how long you would set your leader length to. And you can adjust some of that on the main line too. And one little tip that I like to use is when I look at the tip of my rod, I can see if it's jiggling or not. And when that rod's jiggling, I know that lure is down there working really good and it's moving back and forth and doing what it's supposed to do. If I don't see that jiggle in the rod, I know that the lure somehow has gotten fouled up, and it's probably got weeds on it or maybe some type of obstruction. And another thing that you can also have a good idea on is that side planer. If that side planer isn't looking just like how it does right now, then that's not working right neither. So it should just be kind of sitting there and skipping across the water. And if you want that side planer to go out and farther more, then you're going to give it more line. And another trick that I like to do is if I want to adjust that side planer without me flipping the bail on my drag, or even if you had a bait caster, just that quick little jolt of giving yourself that slack to let it go out farther, sometimes will trigger that mechanism on there. So one thing you can do is you can just loosen your drag to where it pulls lightly. That way you're keeping constant tension, but also you're letting it come off of your reel a little bit, just like so. And that's probably the best way to do it. And then you can slowly tighten it up as you find your desired distance. And now we're just sitting back, relaxing, and fishing. That's the best thing about this, is just being able to sit down and chill out and let that lure do what it's supposed to do and just relax. You know, it's nice when you got some friends here and you can just be bullshitting and hanging out, and when that goes off, you'll know. All right, so my side planer is kind of bogged down. It's looking a little weird, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reel it in and check it again. And what I do first is I set the hook to let that mechanism disengage, just like so, and then I'm going to slowly reel it in. And I'm going to check everything. So it looks like there was some weeds on it again. And also I'm going to check my bait down at the bottom too. And that looks pretty good. But I can see on here, we got some weeds again. So another thing about side planing too is, if there was just a big storm, I would say, or fluctuation of water flowing into the river, you know, it's going to cause things to blow out. It's going to cause weeds to get uprooted. Debris is going to float downriver. And that's something else that you can always keep in mind. So I would not recommend using this setup after a storm, because you're just going to constantly be cleaning this thing. And it's weird, we haven't really had a storm here in my area lately, but for some reason there's still just a lot of debris in the water. There we go. Bam. All right, and we're fishing again. Boom, boom. Where are we stuck? And I swing that out into the water, let that sink go a little bit with the current, and then I'm going to drop this in. And we're just going to let it float on down and try to keep it in that current. And it'll kind of move a little bit. It'll go upriver a little bit, and it'll kind of sway back and forth, because obviously the flow of the water is not always going to be exactly consistent. So it'll move around a little bit as the river goes, but that's pretty much it. And I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but if you see the tip of my rod, you can see it jiggling. See if you can get it. See that. And I'm not shaking it. My hand's a lot steadier than that. but you can see it's moving around. It's kind of sporadic, and that's how I know that that bait's working right. And that's just a good way to judge, to make sure you're fishing this apparatus properly. Jesus, what the hell did I hook into? Is it a big ass log? Oh, I can see my weight. Oh. Wow, look at that, guys. Look at that. Jeez. What the hell is that? Wow. No way. Look at that. You guys see that? I just caught that. That's a fishing net. And it looks new. Holy moly. Yeah! Look at that! Right on! Look at that, that's a nice one. Beckman. Aluminum. Whew. Oh, we ain't catching fish today, but we're catching nice nets. Nice rubber net. Oh, look at that. Bam. Sweet. All right, everyone. Well, that's pretty much it. We got out there and we didn't catch any fish, but hey, we caught a net. I'm actually gonna look up how much that net costs on Amazon real quick. Holy shit, this is actually a pretty expensive net. It's a pretty nice net. I knew it was because it had that rubber coating on it. Well, here they are on Amazon right here. I don't know if these are the exact same ones, but I mean, they're all over $100. That's pretty damn good. So hey, that was a pretty good day of fishing, even though we didn't catch any fish. I mean, I was just trying to get the little tutorial out so you guys can see how that goes. And then I threw on a soft bead real quick at the end, just a couple casts, and that's when I caught this net. And all of these are over $100. The cheapest one's $100. And that, I mean, if anything, that one might be like 50, 60 bucks, but still. What a great day. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll get working on the next video. I have a couple trips planned up ahead, but right now it's just, you know, we're in holidays and it's cold, and the fish, there's not many species to fish for right now, so I'm working on it though. I'm trying to get as much stuff going. I think on days that I'm not out there able to fish, at least I could do like some tutorial videos like we did today. So hopefully we can just do that. I'll try to keep getting content out on the page for everyone to watch, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.